Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us. Great crowd, great lineup of distinguished speakers. My name is Victor Ramsauer. I'm the chair this year of SDMAC. As is our tradition, will you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. On behalf of our many members of SDMAC, thank you very much. I want to thank Admiral Ray Spicer, Admiral Pete Daly, and the Naval Institute for this opportunity this morning, and General Susan Lawrence with AFCEA. Thank you very much. We truly appreciate at SDMAC this unique opportunity to have this joint breakfast. We are so honored to have this morning the Secretary of the Navy, the Honorable Carlos Del Toro, Admiral Sam Paparo, Commander of the U.S. Pacific Fleet, San Diego's Mayor, Todd Gloria, good morning, sir, and many active and retired generals and flag officers and industry leaders. Welcome, all of you. It's now my honor to introduce our Mayor of San Diego, the Honorable Todd Gloria, a great supporter. Good morning, sir. Good morning. I'll let you get up here before I'm off to the races. Come on up. A great supporter of our local military, Mayor Gloria has a career of public service. As district director and representative for Susan Davis, as president of the San Diego City Council, and if you think back, if you were here in San Diego, when he took over as president of the City Council, we desperately needed a breath of fresh air, so thank you, sir. As a member of the California State Legislature, and now as the 37th mayor of our city, San Diego. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our mayor, Todd Gloria. Good morning, sir.
That's okay. Thank you. Victor, thank you so much for that kind introduction. And you saw me just bound up here, right? You know, time is money. We got to get moving. We're trying to move the city faster. My apologies for all of you who got stuck in some of that traffic coming in here today. That's new housing we're building on Front Street, and we need it in this town. So forgive me for that. And if you hit a pothole on the way in, let's just tell me where it was and let me know. I'll get on that later this afternoon. Nothing like rain in San Diego. We don't know how to handle it, and certainly our streets do not get better because of it. I want to thank SDMAC for the opportunity to be here, to wish you all good morning and to welcome you this morning. I also want to thank Mark Balmer, my friend, who is here, our great leader of SDMAC, an incredible supporter and a great friend, and someone that really makes sure that our city stays focused on the needs of our military. Mark, thank you to you and to SDMAC for all that you do. Of course, to the Naval Institute and to AFCEA International, we appreciate this combination of coming together to organize this event. Obviously, welcome to our Navy Secretary, Carlos Del Toro, who's here. Mr. Secretary, thank you. It's always a pleasure to have you in San Diego. This man is often in our great city, probably for good reason. We have a fair amount of Navy assets here, but I recognize there are many demands of your time and of your presence, and the fact that you care so much about America's finest city is deeply appreciated. So thank you, sir. And of course, to our commander of the U.S. Pacific Fleet, Admiral Paparo, thank you so much, sir, for being here. Appreciate you coming as well. Listen, I'll do the Chamber of Commerce thing real fast. Events like this are really important to the city, right? It brings in folks from all around the country, helps to support our hotels, our nightlife, our restaurants, the incredible team here at the San Diego Convention Center. Can we get a round of applause for our Convention Center employees? Unite here, Local 30. Guys, thank you so much. Appreciate you. But more importantly, it supports our hardworking labor force. Right here in San Diego, more than 356,000 jobs are tied directly to the defense budget, with more than $36 billion in direct spending. We are home to the nation's largest concentration of military personnel, with nearly 25% of all naval vessels are here, and just under 20% of all Navy personnel are stationed right here in the San Diego region. I would like to say, as San Diegans, that we're a proud military town. I'll go a step further and say that we are a proud Navy Marine Corps town. Right on. And I'm here as mayor to say that the relationship that we have with our Navy is absolutely critical to the success of our city. And it's one of the reasons I believe that we're one of America's greatest military towns. My relationship with base commanders and with our Navy region, Southwest Commander Admiral Brad Rosen, has allowed us to work hand in hand on a multitude of issues that are facing both the city and the Navy. Things like access to quality childcare, housing our homeless veterans, and creating new opportunities to increase our region's overall supply of housing. The city is fully committed to our shared goal of making the redevelopment of the Naval Information Warfare Systems Command headquarters a success, and doing so keeping over 5,300 good local jobs right here in San Diego where they belong. Now, that's rhetoric, but let me tell you what we're doing about it. There is a point person at the City of San Diego that is designed specifically to this project, and his responsibility is to make sure that the city is making all of its milestones, that we are removing any barriers or bureaucracy to getting this important work done, and making sure that we're in direct communication with the Navy to make sure that this process is smooth. You saw me bound up onto this stage. I'm an impatient person by nature, and he knows that, and that's why we're going to work together to get this project done, hopefully sooner rather than later. It's very important to our city, and I know to the Navy. The Navwar is not just an opportunity to build 21st century facilities for our Navy, but it's also a chance to work on other key co-priorities, things like housing, things like transportation options, and climate resilient infrastructure. I see this as a win-win for everyone involved, and that's why we are so invested in making sure that this project is a success. But it goes beyond that individual project. Working together with so many of you in this room, and I appreciate you who do this, we have worked to ensure that San Diego remains an inviting place for military veterans and their families. My administration has an advisory council for military veterans and military families, and in order to have a voice at the table, there's a lot going on in the city. We got homelessness, we got housing affordability, we got infrastructure, we've got natural disasters, the list goes on and on. It's easy to lose focus, and so it's important to have an advisory council that's embedded in my administration to say, what is the city of San Diego doing today for our military service personnel, our veterans, and the people who support them? Thank you, Mr. Secretary. So again, the rhetoric was great, but what are you doing about it? Well, the city is now making the city. We want to make the city a preferred employer of veterans and military family service and service members by tracking veteran employment. We've never done this before. We are now doing it. We're building veteran-specific employee appreciation events, and we're providing our veteran employees with specific branding opportunities to show off their pride for their past service to the country and their continued service to the city. And we go a step further. Through an innovative public-private partnership with the Wounded Warrior Project, we're bringing on board a dedicated staff liaison, a city employee whose responsibility will be to make sure that all aspects of our organization are focused on making sure that we're supporting our military and our veteran communities. That hire will come very, very soon, and I can't wait to put him or her to work. We're integrating veteran-friendly policies, including giving veterans preferences in our city's municipal child care pilot program, a program where the city is directly subsidizing the child care of city employees, but providing an incentive for that to get to some of our military and veteran families who work at the city of San Diego. I could go on and on, but you have a long list of speakers who are coming, and not the least of which is our great secretary. But I hope to convey to you this morning is a city that proudly wears the mantle of a great military town, but one that is not just interested in that moniker, but is interested in doing the work to make sure that that is more than just words on a page or out of the mouth of a mayor, but that it's real and that it's communicated and that it's felt by the hundreds of thousands of people who wear the uniform in this city and the hundreds of thousands more who are part of their family. I stand here, Mr. Secretary, grateful again for this relationship and for your presence here today and for all that you do for the city of San Diego, and to all of you who are here. I've lived this. My family has worked in the defense industry for many, many years. It paid for my shoes in high school. It helped me go through college. I understand the work that so many in our defense community here do to make sure that there's a middle class here in the city of San Diego. I hope what you hear from me today is that you have an ally in the mayor's office and that we'll do all that we can to continue to be one of America's greatest military towns. Thank you all so much for the opportunity to be here this morning.
Thank you very much, Mr. Miller. Good to see you. Moving right along, I would like to now invite Mr. Scott Forney up to the podium. Thanks to the tremendous support from Scott and General Atomics EMS team, we were able to put on this breakfast this morning. We greatly appreciate Scott and General Atomics electromagnetic systems support throughout the years. He's always there if we need something. So please welcome Scott Forney. Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Good.
Outstanding. Well, Mayor, I'm inspired to live in San Diego. That was a raucous event. Thank you for that. General Atomics is really honored to be the sponsor for this morning's breakfast for SDMAC in conjunction with West 2024. You've got badges. I hope everybody goes out and checks out the exhibits. It's worth your time. I was at Air and Space Forces Association annual event out in Aurora this week, and there was a quote that I thought was worth passing on. The Chief of Space Operations, General Chance Saltzman, made a quote that sort of seems applicable today. And his quote was, what he's trying to do to convert Space Force and to be able to fight the battle in a contested domain is equivalent to taking the United States Merchant Marine and making them the Navy. Well, I have heritage in both the U.S. Merchant Marine and in the Navy, so I thought that was an awesome quote. Speaking of other quotes, often when you see the challenges of this world today, we have unrest, obviously, and conflicts in several parts of the world. It's not a particularly safe place. The geopolitics are challenging. One always hears, where's the carrier, the aircraft carrier? And it is really nice to be able to have the movies that you saw when you walked in this morning, getting ready for this event, to talk about what the CVN 78 Carrier Strike Group 12 has done. They went out to the European area of operations. They have all kinds of new technologies on the Gerald Ford, the first of the Ford class. And as you know, the fleet got extended twice. The carrier group got extended twice for an 8-month deployment. And got to check out new technologies and support our NATO allies and the defense of whatever's required in these challenging times. General Atomics is proud to work with the Navy on the electromagnetic aircraft launch system and the recovery system called Advanced Arresting Gear. And during this deployment, there was 8,727 successful recoveries and launches on the platform. So as a company that worked for the last 15 years really developing this technology and building it, it's good to know that the technology is there when you need it. There was a quote that I heard last week from the ship that one of the things that they were really excited about is the technology was available when they needed it, but more so when they were coming back to port, they made a comparison to Nimitz class and the challenges of getting all the aircraft off. But in this case, I'm told that all 4 launches were available to launch quickly the aircraft contingent that was on the carrier. In addition to that, there was an interview recently with V8 Verasimo, and my understanding is he talked very well about what was going on the CVN 78, talking about EMALS and the fact that it was there always, and that the sortie generation capabilities demonstrated were better than Nimitz class. So that's the whole point of why Gerald Ford put these new technologies aboard. In addition, yesterday at 12:45 p.m., we had another event occur on the John F. Kennedy, the second Ford-class carrier, the CVN 79, where we started launching successfully dead loads into the James Rivers. If you've ever seen a dead load launch into the James River, it's exciting. I was at the first one on 78, and yesterday I think we did 5 different classes of dead loads to demonstrate the first launcher on CVN 79. And of course, the shipyard, I think, is 90% complete on CVN 79. So the hat goes out to the CAFSU, NavAir, Soup Ships, Ships Force, Newport News Shipbuilding, and the GA team for making that happen. Very, very exciting. What about the Marines? General Atomics is happy that we're under contract to deliver 20 MQ-9 Reapers to the Marines. As of today, we've got 9 delivered, and we're supporting the warfighter for new technologies and capabilities as we move forward. It's important to know that it's all about submarines as well, and so General Atomics is excited to be working on Virginia class, working on LA class, still Los Angeles class. We're supporting a warfighter for Columbia class with very large structural deliveries of fabricated parts. And on the new SSNX, the Virginia class fast attack replacement, we're under contract doing R&D design studies. We don't leave SOCOM out. We're delivering lithium-ion battery systems for the Undersea Warrior for manned operations for different vessels. So we're very, very excited about that. But the Secretary Del Toro, Admiral Paparo, I mean, my hat's off to you on what you're trying to do. I really think it's important to know what the Navy's place is in this challenging world. And I want to thank SDMAC for giving us a chance to talk about the things that General Atomics does to support our warfighter and specifically the United States Navy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Scott. Have a great day. All right, thank you. In a few minutes, Admiral Spicer will introduce our keynote speaker for this morning. But let me take a few minutes to tell you about San Diego Military Advisory Council. SDMAC, it's affectionately referred to. I'm Victor Ramsauer. I am the 2024 chair for this year. So it's my pleasure to be at the helm. Mark makes it easy, Mark Balmert, and the rest of the team. So it's a pleasure being up here. My day job in my spare time, I am president and CEO of Levitt Sachs Certified Public Accountants. We're a San Diego-based CPA firm focused on the defense industry. We are proud to have been acknowledged multiple times by the San Diego Business Journal as one of the best companies to work for in San Diego. We have also been awarded for 2019, 20, and 21 by Accounting Today. It's the accounting publication. If you're a CPA, it's a big deal. As the best CPA firm, small firm category to work for in the United States. So that was quite an accomplishment 3 years in a row. So thank you. Thank you. Levitt Sachs is a longtime corporate member of SDMAC. We truly believe in SDMAC's mission. Like many of our CPAs at our firm, I did not serve in the military, but our team does everything we can to honor and support those who serve and those who have served. Okay. SDMAC is San Diego-based nonprofit with a mission to educate, advocate on behalf of the military, those who serve and have served, and their families in the San Diego region. We help bring together military leaders, our elected and appointed officials, our business leaders and government officials, and the San Diego community to support the efforts and advance the understanding of what impact the military has, positive impact the military has to our community. It's huge. SDMAC was founded on April 21st, 2004. So this is our 20th anniversary, quite an accomplishment. If you look back over the legacy of SDMAC for the past 20 years, we have done some, I think, very, very wonderful things for the military and our community. So I'd ask if we give SDMAC a round of applause. We are proud of our accomplishments and our relationship with the military and our community. San Diego and the military are truly a great team, working together for the community to make it better and our military stronger. For the military, this region offers an incredible deep water port, home to aircraft carriers, submarines, and the newest of the Navy's combatants. Our Southern California ranges are the best, absolutely the best in the world, with airspace, sea space, and terrain to enable unsurpassed training for Navy and Marine Corps, aviation and ground troops, surface and subsurface Navy, Marine, and Coast Guard units, and our special operators. In fact, many units not stationed here come to this region to train before deploying for active duty. So, for San Diego region, the military brings a resilient economic boost, and that's something that I'll address a little more in a moment, and a service-oriented workforce that is woven into our community. The military is an incredible driver here in town. Next slide, please. Thank you. So how we support the community, I talked a little bit about. We're active. SDMAC works to inform and educate our community and weighs in on policy matters impacting the military. SDMAC was on the ground floor of the effort to bring Navy Region's Broadway complex from concept to completion, resulting in the $1.5 billion project that's well underway and already benefiting the Navy and the San Diego community. SDMAC worked to oppose the commercial development of the 10th Avenue Terminal when the military told us that it would impact the terminal's designation as a strategic seaport destination and its ability to support loadout of Army and Marine Corps equipment and supplies that support our deployed forces. Stepped in, got it fixed. We also helped convince the state of California to enact legislation to mitigate the impact of payday lenders that were targeting our younger service members with predatory lending tactics. SDMAC worked to prevent MCAS Miramar from becoming a dual-use airport, where commercial activities would have seriously jeopardized the air station's military mission. It would have been an absolute disaster for our region. This flawed dual-use concept made it as far as a ballot initiative, believe it or not, upon which, once that happened, the military no longer could participate in the debate. So SDMAC stepped in, and we were able to educate the community, and the initiative was soundly defeated. All right, the economic impact. Many of you know through our community events, including, hang on here, I may have gotten off task. No, I'm good. Hey, bear with me here. I've been told I have to stay to the script. I occasionally ad-lib and get myself in trouble. Many of you know SDMAC through our community events, including our monthly breakfast meetings, our annual Achievement Award dinner. In the past, we have welcomed flag and general office speakers from the Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, and Space Force to our breakfast podium. Our events are terrific opportunities for our members to network together and interact with our military leaders, at the same time supporting the SDMAC mission. In our region, engagement between our community and military leaders and between our elected officials and our defense leaders is what makes our organization, I think, really work. We are here to promote that. We truly believe in making our community, through those relationships, the best military town in the world. Now, the economic stuff. We are also proud of our independent reports that document and highlight the positive impact the military has on the San Diego region. In partnership with UC San Diego Rady School of Management last October, we published our 16th Military Economic Impact Report, the MEIS, that's the acronym. The result documented the $36 billion of direct DoD spending in our region. It's a huge economic driver, and highlighted the resiliency of defense spending when, if you think of the pandemic, other parts of the economy were cratering. Defense spending was increasing. It really helped buoy the San Diego economy. Defense is a quarter, that's right, 25% of the region's economic driver. It's a huge, huge part of our community. And is responsible for more than 350,000 good-paying jobs. These annual reports are used by news media, our elected officials and business leaders as an indisputable documentation of the economic importance of the defense in our region. That's one area I think that, unfortunately, you get outside of the DIB community, and a lot of San Diegans don't realize that defense represents 25% of the economy in the San Diego region. So part of our job is to educate people. The NAVWAR report. This year, in cooperation with NAVWAR and Navy Region Southwest, and in partnership with the Canas School of Business at the University of San Diego, SDMAC published a report that highlights the economic impact to our region from the work completed by the Naval Information Warfare Systems Command here in San Diego, NAVWAR. The report documents the $3.3 billion impact to the San Diego region because of the operations of NAVWAR. It's a subset of the DoD spending that I talked about earlier. And this one subset creates 19,000 local jobs, good-paying jobs for workers that are here in our region. You can find the full report on our website. Please download it. We'll also have hard copies at the back of the room. You can also go on the website and download the 16th annual MEIS that was released in October. Great information. I encourage you to take a look at it. NAVWAR operations are vital for our national security and great for our region, and also great for the Navy. NAVWAR in San Diego brings proximity to the fleet, cooperation with local technology companies, and access to a great workforce talent pool. Recently, the Navy selected a master developer for partnership in the complete redevelopment of the 70-acre NAVWAR headquarters site. This effort will create a state-of-the-art headquarters for NAVWAR, while also benefiting San Diego through the creation of large number of housing units that will have great access to transportation opportunities. This year, SDMAC will continue our work supporting the NAVWAR redevelopment. We are also hard at work shaping state policy on military spouse employment. Make sure when a service member comes in, their spouse can actively go out, find a job, and get to work, and not be blocked from entering if they have a license that needs to be recognized by the state of California. And relief on the taxation of military retirement pay. Something we truly believe will benefit the state of California by retaining our key talent. California is the last state in the union that currently fully taxes military retirement pay. So we're working to get that fixed. We have a great mission, and our mission is very, very rewarding. In closing, please keep in mind it's our 20th anniversary, so get involved. If you're not an active SDMAC member or sponsor, please consider joining and supporting SDMAC. It's our mission to make San Diego the best military town region in our nation. So we need your help to do that. Without our supporters, our members, and our sponsors, we could not accomplish our mission. So thank you very much. And with that, I'll give you, I hope you enjoy the rest of the program. Thank you very much.